Welcome to Transmissions, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers. On this episode, Robosen reveals a new auto-transforming robot. There's a surprising new collaboration crossover, and we go through all the Hasbro announcements from SDCC 2023. Today is Wednesday, July 26th, 2023, and this is episode 548 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that is no bozo, we king. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
And Daryl, you didn't get me with your soda pop, Cybertronian Beast.
Well, at least I tried.
Well, when he asks you, do you have your drink ready? you should have waited until later in the show.
Well, I would have, but I thought coming out of the gate really quick with it, I thought I'd have a chance because he'd expect me to wait a little longer.
To wait for trips to the store.
That's way too long. I'm thirsty. Let's talk Transformers.
We have a
Hindsight.
different drink.
Hindsight.
We have to do the fake out.
As always, we start the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to help us out and keep the show going. We really appreciate it. It's because of you that we can keep doing this every week, and we're coming up on 10 years. So thank you to all the people who've stuck with us this long. We really wonder why you're doing it, but we appreciate it. But yeah, if you are a Donatron, you get lots of perks. You get to watch us record the show live on Sundays before it comes out to everyone else. You get automatically entered into all our contests, which I think we're going to have some big ones coming up for the 10th anniversary. We have bonus shows. We have bonus content. We get merchandise to you guys, lots of good stuff. So all those benefits, as well as just supporting the podcast, which we already are really grateful for. So if you are not a Donatron, you can go to transmissionspodcast.com/support to sign up if you so choose. Speaking of bonus content, again, want to plug our awesome bonus show done by Daryl and Dr. Pants. We Like Big Bots. We've got 10 episodes in the can available for you to watch. If you haven't checked them out already, they're all up on our Patreon page right there for free, or not for free. If you're a Donatron, that's you get them.
No extra charge after your
right.
Your
Right.
with your paid Donatron subscription. But yeah, check those out. Daryl and Dr. Pants are getting back into the swing of things soon, so we should have more Big Bots episodes coming. I want to say by this fall, there'll be some new episodes coming out.
God, I hope so.
Give them a stricter deadline. How about by mid-August?
I hoped I wanted something done during TFCon, but man, that was a busy weekend. So yeah.
We didn't even get to talk about any, podcast
nothing
stuff.
Nothing. Whose idea was it for all of us to bring our kids? That was a stupid idea.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I only have teenagers, so I don't think that was a problem on my side. So
it was a great time, and I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah. I finally got to go in the pool at the hotel.
That's true.
In all my years of going to TFCon, I'd never done it. Hey, they have a hot tub too.
And I interrupted, making it my first time going in the pool area. I've never been there myself, and I went to find Jeremy because I knew he wouldn't have his phone on him in the pool. So I was like, I need to get in touch with Jeremy right away. So I marched into the pool area.
My kid did the slide. He liked it.
Yep.
Yeah, but Big Bots coming soon, very soon. According to Jeremy, before August 15th.
Yeah, we're all disappointed.
Yeah. I think maybe I can do a live recording. Or
That would be fun. We should do one. Yeah.
when you get your recording time set up, maybe, you're doing it on StreamYard, maybe do a stream for Donatrons if they want to watch it.
Yeah, I could maybe see if he's available this week. I got some free time this week, so maybe. Who knows?
The goal is to do it while Dr. Pants is on summer break.
That's true. I am not on summer break though, so he's not the problem finding free time. It's me.
You had to go and have another kid. I mean, that's the problem.
I should have looked ahead 2 years or so. Yeah.
All right. Well, we still got other bonus content because we've got our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. And this week we have our bonus early uncut episode of Empire of Rust, episode 106. Oh, the skies you'll soar. So this is continuing the battle with Starscream. The heroes are going to take down Starscream. He's been doing some shenanigans in the Cybertronian government, assassinating other candidates running for office. And they finally had enough evidence and proof to arrest him, but he's not going down without a fight. So it'll probably be several episodes before they actually can capture or kill Starscream. I wonder which one it'll be. We'll have to wait and see. Or maybe Starscream kills them all and it's the end of the show. I guess you'll have to listen and find out what happens. Daryl's hoping for that. Daryl's hoping for a quick end to Empire of Rust. We'll let Mike know how you're rooting for him, Daryl.
I just really like Starscream.
So yeah, listen for that. So this is the bonus early version of episode 106. If you want to hear the regular episode, that'll be out next week on our main Empire of Rust feed at transmissionspodcast.com/rust. So for all our regular listeners there. And last thing before we get into all the toy topics, I want to remind you about our partnership with Toy Hacks. We've got a code where you can save 15% off at toyhacks.com. You can get everything you order. Your entire order will get a discount of 15% off with our code. That code is TFMPOD07. Again, that code is TFMPOD07. Use that code at checkout to get 15% off. It cannot be combined with other codes, but can be used with your Robo points at toyhacks.com. That is the code for July. So in about probably a few days as the show goes up, we'll be switching over to another code for August. So this code will be active until the end of July. So enjoy, but yeah, don't worry. We'll have another code for you in August to continue to get that benefit. So help us out and help out Toy Hacks. And help out yourself with that discount. All right, we got a lot of stuff to jump into. A lot of stuff coming out of San Diego Comic-Con and some other surprising reveals as well. So let's get right into it with toys.
This is the Transformers cross with Stranger Things. This is the next collaborative project. This is called Code Red. And regardless of whether I'm a big fan of the series they're crossing over with being Stranger Things, I love the fact that they made up a brand new character. Code Red, he's a pizza van, and he's made from the Ironhide mold. I think it's Studio Series. I think it's that new Studio Series mold. Anyway, it's the fully transforming one. I can't remember if it's Studio Series or it's the Legacy one, where both of them are quite good. But I haven't actually. I have both of them. I haven't transformed either one. Oh, man, I really should play with my toys.
I think it's Studio Series because the Legacy one, or the I guess Kingdom one, has its roof comes off as a shield that he holds in as an accessory.
It looks like the Studio Series more so.
Yes, it does. Yeah, right on. Yes, let's go with that. So it is Studio Series. It does. It looks good. And I mean, I've read some funny comments online about this, saying, Hasbro, we were asking for a pizza truck, but not this pizza van. This is leaning more into the fact that everyone's kind of wanting the Turtles crossover. But hey, this is a pizza van, guys, and it's Stranger Things is still pretty popular. There's a 5th season coming out. Is it 5th? Fifth? Yeah, 5th. So this is going to be pretty relevant. And Transformers has appeared in the series. We talked about it before in media news. But I mean, it's not as big as like D&D, but yeah, look at this thing. It looks cool. So Transformers collaborative project, Code Red, and it's cool. It's Transformers and Stranger Things.
And we've been asking for them to do more external crossovers.
That's right.
So there we go.
Have you guys I have not watched Stranger Things since season 2, I think. So do you guys recognize this van from?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm up to date.
I have not watched a single episode.
Yeah. The owner of this van is a very funny character. He's a funny dude. Yeah. So I don't get the Code Red name. I don't see what I don't know if there's a connection there for why it might be named that, but I really do like the guy who drives this van, who owns it or works for the pizza company. I don't know what his connection is to the how he is aligned with this pizza place, but he's a funny guy.
Is Code Red the alarm that like they sound when the upside down was breached in the government facility or something? Like when I mean,
maybe, but that's a real stretch. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, but either way, I'm glad it's a new character. And I'm glad they're using a really good mold for it. So
it looks like, I mean, this is a licensed VW vehicle. So yeah, it's based off of Ironhide, but they did a lot of work to make it look like a VW.
Yeah, because that Ironhide is not a VW.
No.
All right. Well, next up, before we get to SDCC, we had the big reveal at the beginning of the week before SDCC started, is that Robosen is doing another auto transforming figure, and this one is Dinobot leader Grimlock, and this is awesome. I saw this in the video they released, and here's another video which actually has both the Optimus Prime and Grimlock together, so you can see them kind of in scale with each other, looking how they compare to each other. It looks like they went all out with this figure. And the price is also all out at $1,500. So that's yikes. But I mean, it does look like they have everything in this figure. He has his gun, he has a sword, he has a crown. He fully transforms. He walks and does movements in both mode, both dinosaur and robot mode. He has lots of voices. They got Greg Berger to do all the lots of original voice acting lines. I think like over 100 lines. He's got all the features of the Optimus Prime where you can program him with an app and do all that stuff. And he's fully programmable, all that stuff. He's got LED lights everywhere, LED lights in his gun and his sword and his dinosaur head and his robot head. He's got
his dinosaur eyes can change color.
Yeah. And his robot eyes can change color as well. And, then the mouth, I think there's LED in the mouth for like simulating flame breath or whatever. This figure is amazing. I mean, it's something. I mean, Grimlock is one of my favorite characters. This is something I would really consider, but I think for me to really like even get it in my headspace, it would have had to be under $1,000 for me. I don't think I can't get to $1,500 for this one figure. That's a lot. I mean, I more power to anyone out there who is all in on this. But that's difficult. It sounds like they did send this out to a lot of places to like get early review, and I think you can go online and look at lots of different video reviews of this thing. I mean, it is legit. It's everything you would want in a fully transforming Grimlock. I mean, it combines everything you love: dinosaurs, robots, complete fully automated transforming. It looks so much like G1 Grimlock too. Like it looks and transforms like exactly like G1 Grimlock. Whew, this is pretty amazing. I mean, you guys, how do you guys feel? Is this do you have any, other than the price, do you have any complaints about this thing?
Not really. I mean, I like how he can also interact with the Optimus Prime. Like if you have both of them together, you know, they're aware of that, but the price is the only thing. But I mean, you can tell the work that went into this, and you know, a lot more than what went into the Optimus Prime in terms of like motors and stuff. So
yeah, just the fact that he fully transforms and he stays stable throughout the transformation, like that just blew me away. That he goes from T-Rex to robot and robot to T-Rex, and you know, just never falls over. So it's pretty amazing. Yeah. I mean, I guess one minor nitpick for all the people who are obsessed with like scale for their Transformers, he is not really in scale with either the Flagship or the Elite edition of Optimus Prime, because you know, in the cartoon, Grimlock is supposed to be like a head taller than Optimus Prime, but he's just a little bit shorter than Optimus Prime, the Robosen Optimus Prime. So if you're complaining about that, well, I mean, it's only a problem if you own both. So if you're rich enough that you can own both, then you know, enjoy. But other than that, this thing is amazing. I don't know, Daryl, is your friend going to pick this up and then give it to you?
I doubt it. It looks amazing. From looking at it, all I can see is the Masterpiece Grimlock.
Yeah.
Redone with motors and wires inside. Like they made Masterpiece Grimlock an actual real transformer. That's
a comparison there. I think that's the Masterpiece, isn't it?
It is Masterpiece Grimlock, yeah. So it's significantly bigger, that's for sure. I mean, I know you said not to complain about the price, but the price is insane.
Yeah.
Like,
and the 1,500 is just a pre-order. It's 1,700 after.
So even after the 1,500, you still owe $200 more.
No. If you buy it later,
it's a pre-order. Like, you get a $200 bonus for pre-order.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, the figure is awesome. But it immediately disqualifies a significant amount of the fandom with the price, right? The original Flagship Optimus at $750 originally was attainable. You know, yes, most kids couldn't afford that, but high-end collectors, you know, you would probably have to skip 2 or 3, maybe 4 Masterpiece purchases, but you could get it, right? This thing here, I mean, this is a significant chunk of change, like twice the amount of the original Flagship price, which we all know from covering it for so long. The Flagship did not stay $750 for very long.
Yeah. I think now it's $1,000. If you want to buy it now, it's $1,000. Or I mean, I guess they're not even producing it anymore. So
yeah,
no, they got the one, the Elite.
The Elite is, I think, $100 less. I think it's $600.
I mean, it's incredibly cool. The question that I would have is the question that I have from having the Optimus is, if it is not powered on, can it stand on its own? Because that Optimus that we're looking at in this picture is turned on. Because if you turn that thing off, it crumbles like a rag doll.
or he's on some sort of stand that you can't see.
Right, or they've edited out a stand.
Yeah, I think because of the tail, he probably can. He's, when he does the transformation, you see like all of his weight's on the tail anyway.
I mean, yes, but you can tell from the transformation because of the same, so DJ Ronan in the chat is saying no, it does slump in dyno mode. I was thinking that because as like the Masterpiece Grimlock and the G1, if you want to get technical, the hands come out of the middle of the feet, and so this thing would have some kind of servo that's keeping the hands from falling out of the middle of the feet here in dinosaur mode. And if you turn all the power off, then yeah, it sounds like it does. It just kind of slumps over. It doesn't sound like it's going to fall over completely, which the Optimus does, but that's a big thing for me, right? I want to put these things out $1,500. I want to show it off, right? I don't want to have it powered on all the time, right? So, or have to take it out of its box or do something special with it every single time because it's a hassle. One, the thing is huge, right? So you have to do something special with it all the time. But I want to be able to display this thing. Because of the price tag on it. And if I can't display it, instantly becomes a pain in the ass for me. The Optimus Prime, which Charles so eloquently points out, is here in my house. It's up there in a box because I can't display it. I would love to, but it is impossible to display in anything other than truck mode. And even in truck mode, it's a bit of a mess. So this is the problem. The underlying problem with Robosen right now, they make gorgeous things. They make highly expensive things, but if you don't have any power going to them, they're crap. So,
I mean, you would think that they would have some sort of like USB plug where like you could run a cable up to your display and keep them like a low level of power enough to have whatever servos to keep them upright and maybe like light up the eyes or something.
Okay. I would think that could you not have some kind of a locking tab that comes in and just kind of like, that just kind of locks the things, the places that need to be locked into place to keep them from falling over?
Yeah. That would be a nice like power off thing where it just kind of does something internally to lock the joints.
Yeah. Like it seems like, I don't know. I'm not I'm not into robotics.
Engineer.
It's crazy. Right. But for $1,500, I would want to be able to show it off. And I feel like with this, I wouldn't be able to. That's just me. I honestly, my personal opinion, it's gorgeous. And it does some amazing, cool things, but it would be a huge pain in the ass to have to haul it out every single time. I'm done.
Yeah. DJ Ronan has another good point. He said servos wear out when in tension. Locking tabs would be forgotten and the next transformation snap. So, I mean, also there's the issue of like battery life. I mean, lithium-ion batteries don't last forever. It's probably not easy to replace batteries on these things.
Well, I'm sure it's like cell phones and stuff. It's all internal, hard to get to.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, here's a tip. Let's take out the battery. Let's take out the servos. Replace the gearing mechanisms with ratchet joints, and
what I think you're describing is the KO Masterpiece Grimlock.
We'll reduce the price by like 100%.
All right. Yeah. I mean, so let us, if anyone is listening or watching and is planning on getting this, let us know. Also subscribe to the Patreon because you've clearly got enough disposable income. But let us know what your thoughts are and how do you justify the value of this, or maybe you've got enough disposable income that you're fine with the the price for this value. But I'm curious how many people out there are getting this, but it is definitely this is a pretty awesome reveal, and hats off to Robosen for making this a reality. All right, last thing for this week, it's a big thing. It's San Diego Comic-Con 2023. We got lots of things to go through, so let's jump right into that right now.
We have images of Yolopark's. They showed off in their booth their AMK series Rise of the Beast model kits, which I believe we're showing right here. They have Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Optimus Primal on display, and I mean these look really good. I really like how they are displayed on a tray when in the box. Unlike, I mean, traditionally you'll just get a bag of things on sprues, and this particular series that they do, it's all laid out there, and I really like that. So they also have IIES Bumblebee movie Cybertronian mode Optimus Prime action figure. So I'm trying to get to that. I don't think that's a model kit. I think that is I think that's just a figure, not a model kit. And then they have G1 Transformers 11 centimeter model kits, which has Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Grimlock's Dino Mode, Megatron, Starscream, and Soundwave. And so these are smaller figures. They're going to have interchangeable hands and some articulation. So I think these are cool, especially if you're just getting into model kits. The smaller ones are less intimidating. And then they have, oh no, Grimlock is cute. They have AMK Pro Series G1 Megatron, which looks like it's a little bit bigger. And he comes with his laser sword, for a non-IP infringing term, and the energy mace. And I think it looks pretty good. And then I think that's the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime we're showing right now. Or maybe that's Rise of the Beast.
I think that's Rise of the Beast.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to this next one because these aren't in order. And then they have here the IAS Bumblebee movie Nemesis Prime, which was not in the Bumblebee movie, but it is just a Nemesis Prime paint scheme on the Optimus Primal, on the Optimus Prime, and I think he looks great. It looks like there's LEDs in the eyes, or maybe it's light piping. Can't really tell, but I think this looks really good. And then they have a new. I think this might be LEDs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
looks like it. Yeah,
so that's pretty impressive. And then they have a new reveal of their. If I can get to it, there the IIES Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal. This is a 62 centimeter tall action figure. So I guess the IIES line is an action figure, not a model kit. So that was the Nemesis Prime and this one too. He's in gorilla mode and has 2 interchangeable heads.
It's over 2 feet, Daryl.
Yeah, 24.5 inches.
Dang, it's a big monkey. But you can see his other head there. So that's pretty impressive. And then they have a Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime and Shockwave Plamo, which is here. That's
those are the model kits, I believe.
Yeah, this is another line of their model kits. They have the AMK and then they have the Plamo. The Plamo is the higher end model kits. So that Shockwave looks really good. Yeah, I think there's a picture here of you get to this one. You get everything on sprues. So lots of stuff here from Yolopark, which kind of they started off I think really small and they've expanded and pretty impressive there. So I think I saw one at the TFCon auction. Someone had something from Yolopark that they won, and
That's
I think
right.
the auctioneers didn't really know, like they couldn't find the brand. I'm like, it's Yolopark. So it's pretty impressive.
Next up on the list from SDCC, we have ThreeZero and their display. So at the booth at SDCC, ThreeZero put up some really cool models. So they have no list here of what they're showing off, but it should be pretty straightforward. We're looking at Megatron here. Doesn't show if there's a specific line that this is in. Well, MDLX is the line, I guess. That's this. You see it in the background. You got a Starscream and a Nemesis Prime. A little bit. You continue on with the pictures. You're going to see Nemesis Prime and Starscream in a little bit better pictures. The Starscream looks pretty cool. A lot of like line work there. It looks like somebody went at this thing with a Gundam marker. After that, you got a MDLX Rodimus Prime. And that looks pretty cool as well. Remember, all of these things are non-transforming. It's just models. And not models. I don't think you put these together. I think they come like this. Yeah. Well, they're action figures. They're not, so you can actually move them around. The next one on the list here is the MDLX Sideswipe, and it's just in prototype, showing us coming soon. And it looks pretty nice. Yeah. And I got a lot of pictures of that. And then that's it for that particular chunk of things. But we have some additional images as well. And in those additional images, we do see this is the DLX. So these are the big boys. And we got a Bumblebee. And this looks like it's just from the 2007 movie Bumblebee. Then next up, we've got RC. And this is from Bumblebee movie. And then we got an Optimus Prime. Looks like Bumblebee movie. And then standing next to Prime is a robot mode Primal. And that is obviously from Rise of the Beast. So, and that's pretty cool. It's nice and big too, just like the Optimus Prime. And the detail on this one, the Primal is in prototype as well. So if you're not looking at the video, you can kind of tell it's like a gray prototype plastic.
Surprised with the robot mode, given that he's like in robot mode for 2 seconds in the movie.
Yeah. I mean, they can get the size out of him, I guess. I mean, I guess if you wanted to go gorilla mode, you could go, a little bit more, like just more girthy, I guess, instead of statuesque. But either way, it looks good. Yeah. And that's it for these guys, for ThreeZero.
All right, moving on to Kotobukiya Bishoujo figures. These are the anime girl Transformers rendered as anime girls. So first up on Twitter, Kotobukiya announced that they are releasing their Starscream figure in variant colors for Skywarp and Thundercracker. I mean, this is the easiest thing in the world to predict, but it's cool that they're showing off these three images here. You can see they're pretty much the same except for the color scheme, and then Skywarp and Thundercracker each have slightly different facial expressions, but otherwise they're exactly the same. So I mean, for all the folks who are fans of Starscream and into the Seekers in general, you can complete your Seeker collection as always. I think Hasbro is always a fan of whenever they release a Starscream, they want to release a Skywarp and a Thundercracker with them. So why should the Bishoujo be any different? So that's that. Then if you go to the floor of SDCC, Kotobukiya did have all their figures on display. They had all the ones that have been announced and released up to this point. So we've got the Nemesis Prime here. So that's the variant of the Optimus Prime statue. We've got the Megatron, the Bumblebee. Those are also there. And then we had a prototype version of the Starscream. So you can see all those at the booth from the pictures at SDCC. So it's cool to see them all there. It's funny. I did actually see the Megatron statue in a comic book store a few weeks ago. So these are out in the wild. I was surprised to see it on the shelf there, just available for purchase. So that's cool. But yeah, these are all coming out, and yeah, for anyone who's interested in completing their set, getting all the Bishoujos, you can go find them.
The Seeker Trio is being sold as a 3-pack, isn't it?
Is it? I didn't see that, but
I believe it is.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Let's ask DJ Ronan, because he'll be getting one. But I think it is. So that's the rumor that I keep seeing online, is that these are sold as a 3-pack. And if they are, which I believe they are, I would really like them to do something different for the Skywarp and this Thundercracker than just the facial expressions. I mean, switch out an arm or two, like do something. Like they are legit carbon copies of one another, which I guess, you know, it's just, come on. This is, make it look a little different here, guys. Oh, you can get Starscream on her own? Okay. I see. Well, that makes everybody happy then.
Unless you buy a Starscream and then later on you want the other two, you'll have an extra Starscream.
Well, that's just craziness then.
You know, Starscream fans.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, Hasbro had a few copies of the HasLab Deathsaurus prototypes on the floor. They had a couple color samples and a couple gray prototypes in both modes. So here we're showing one of the gray prototypes. I think this thing just looks fantastic. And, you know, it's nice kind of seeing it out in the wild. So
I wish I had one.
Yeah. You can see all of his accessories too, and the new Micromasters that come with them, and his throne. And I like how they describe each different kind of model. There was a block model and a rapid prototype. Now this one is the Deco Master, where you can get all the decals. Daryl,
thank you.
Yeah. Our anniversary's coming up. I gotta go for some early references.
Gotta get some deep cuts in there.
Yeah. So and I like how, you know, you can pose him as if he were shooting the bow and arrow. You know, there's no string or anything, but he's flexible enough to do that archery pose. And then let's see, what else do we have here? I think that might be it. Just lots and lots of pictures of Deathsaurus. So he's going to be a big boy. And just, I mean, it looks like we're getting closer and closer to release. I mean, when did Victory Saber come out? Was it?
It was in December.
Yeah. So my guess is it's going to be around the same time of the year. So, and then we also have images here of just the Hasbro booth itself, starting off with the Porsche mode of Mirage from Rise of the Beast. And then we have a lot of the 86 movie studios, or I guess the retro G1 re-releases, and including a Shrapnel, which I think has not been released yet. And looks like the Insecticons come with Energon cubes, maybe? I don't know. They're displayed with them. So hopefully they come with them. So there's all the Seekers, Perceptor, Hound, and Hot Rod. So then we have the full Toxitron collection, including Toxitron himself and the G2 Grimlock. Like, I guess this is the unreleased G2 Grimlock, where he's like bright yellow with some teal arms, not the solid blue that we did get in G2. And
these are all making their way out to stores now. Like people are picking them up already.
Yeah, I saw at TFCon, I saw like something about this figure coming out, and then on the floor, I think it was ages 3 and up, I think, had a third party version of this Grimlock. I don't think we had talked about that before, but it's just the same coloration.
It was TFCon Los Angeles exclusive.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember it. But yeah, it's basically the same thing, but it was bigger and third party, so much more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this thing,
we saw some of these figures at in parts parties.
Yeah.
And
so they're making their way around.
I wouldn't have expected these colors to work for Grimlock, but they are just so hideous enough that they do work. So, and then that jazz is just ugly. So I don't know. We have this full collection. I think if you are into the G2 colors and just early 90s colors, then there you go. And then we have just a full collection of some legacy figures, including some of the newer ones like Medics.
I saw Medics in the store on Saturday.
I saw Minerva in a Walgreens near me. Not my normal Walgreens that never has any of the toys. So I have a new Walgreens that I think will be my hookup for their exclusive. Then we have here Armada, Optimus, and Nemesis, which, I mean, just seeing the size in the robot modes, it's amazing how big Nemesis is.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have here, these are more the legacy. So, I don't know. There's just tons of pictures here. We'll have links in the show notes. Here's that Dinobot Combiner where Charles is still missing one. Some of the classic Beast Wars reissues they had on display. I mean, I think with the Hasbro 100-year anniversary, they were going all out too with some of their displays here. Because this seems a lot more expansive than what we've seen in past years.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the Corpse set with Ironhide and Prowl. And the Studio Series Gamer figures. And then the new Jurassic Park crossover. So I think pretty good display. If you want to see these pictures, again, we'll have a link in the show notes. But looks like they had a pretty impressive booth, especially with that Jazz. I mean, that Mirage. Just seeing that. Yeah, I see a Porsche. It's Jazz. But yeah, it's just having that front and center in their booth. It's pretty impressive. Now we get to the main event with all the new announcements and stuff.
Yeah, so as Hasbro does, they hosted a breakfast event for their media, and this was, I think, on the Thursday or Friday. I can't remember. Morning. Yeah,
so we had an invitation, but none of us were going.
We could have gone to this. Damn. So anyway, they revealed. Legacy Power Links, Hot Shot, and Jolt. So this is a recolor of. Is it Legacy Hot Shot? I guess they've recolored one of the figures that just came out. I am very terrible with Unicron trilogy figures.
This is Armada Hot. This is Legacy Armada Hot Shot. This is that's
okay. So there you go. But now they got a mini con with them. So so they've recolored them and gave them a new hat and a new box, so you can go and buy them again. But difference is this is a legitimate figure from back in the day. So if you've got nostalgia for this old guy, then you may want to pick him up. So that looks really cool. And that was the big reveal from the breakfast.
What I don't get though is like he has that section in his chest where like all the Armada figures had like molded faction logos, and he has that place in his chest where you can tell a faction logo was, and they put it on his shoulder. An easy win.
Maybe it's a rub sign.
Well, no, it's not there.
This is now, it is, well, it's for a future re-release for Buzzworthy Bumblebee, Legacy, Power Links, Reveal the Shield, Hot Shot, and Jolt.
Yeah, you can't tell if Jolt has an actual Power Links port that he connects. Like in none of these pictures, it really shows that. The vehicle mode just has Jolt connected.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it is a true Power Links connector, or sorry, a true like Minicon connector.
I don't know.
It might just be a normal 5mm.
I'm gonna guess it's a normal just a normal port, because the
one on there is a faux connector.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the Thursday breakfast that we totally could have gone to, but felt too proud to go.
No, it's expensive.
Yeah, it was pride was the problem in going to San Diego Comic-Con.
That was the problem. Like we were all there.
But and this is pretty cool. The toy panel for the Generations and Studio Series stuff was hosted by Flint Dilley and featured Ben, B-Mac, and Evan, and I never remember the marketing lady's name. Delaney, that's right. I just watched. So this whole thing, there's a video of it, and we've got a link to the video in the show notes. So you should watch the whole video because it's quite entertaining. And then you get to see all the little like mannerisms and stuff that they do, which maybe hints or maybe not. So take it for what it is. Anyway. Notes that are from this stream that Flint Dilley has been going to Comic-Con for 40 years. I can't believe that. That's nuts. But I mean, it makes sense. He's an old bugger, but that's Transformers, and next year's Transformers 40th anniversary. So it makes sense that he would be involved with it for that long. So we've got Studio Series Terracon Novocaine, which is a core class freezer with new colors. This can also turn into a blaster with a turret mode, has an alternate head, and works with Scourge. So if you've got Studio Series Scourge, then guess what? Then you get yourself a figure to use with him.
That's a great name.
Freezer or Novocaine?
No, Novocaine.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we've got Studio Series Noah Diaz and his exosuit. So this one here in the video, they mentioned that this was obviously not what was seen in the movie, but they were going off of what was supposed to happen with Noah in the movie and didn't. So they apologize, but they're not too sorry because they went with what they knew. So it's a jet plane guy. Yeah.
Okay, that's why I didn't
go back one. There you go. There he is. That's Noah. There's Noah. So looks just like him, right? Yeah, so that's Noah and the exosuit. Next up, let's really mess with Jeremy tonight. We're gonna go with Studio Series Nightbird, and Nightbird I was happy to see is an officially licensed Nissan, and that's really cool. Because I may pick this thing up because I absolutely love this car mode, and I've mentioned this before that this alt mode was just spectacular. So I'm really happy with this one. Studio Series 86 Frenzy, the red one, is up next, and I'm happy to see this out. I still need to find myself a Rumble, the blue one, because they're out, I guess. They were at TFCon, but I wasn't paying $25 for a core class figure. So yeah, it's they're out there. I haven't seen one in stores yet, but they exist. I did see one.
I take a little bit of pleasure in that they're trolling fans with the colors.
Yeah, I mean, they will alter the colors slightly and then release them with opposite names. I mean, it's easy, right? It's easy money. Next up, we've got Studio Series 86 Ratchet. This is the core class one with the new auto.
This is the Voyager one.
Oh, this is Voyager. Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was the core class one. Oh, core class came out first when with the Ratchet. So
yeah, with they released core class Ratchet and Voyager Ironhide. Now they're releasing Voyager Ratchet and core class Ironhide.
Right. All right. So this is there's a new Autobot sign of life instead of the traditional logo. So that's the shoulder logo on them.
I like that.
So,
they avoided saying the words Red Cross completely when they were describing this.
Yeah. So if for those who didn't know, the original logo on Ratchet was simply just a red cross, and that's a trademark logo from the actual Red Cross, the organization, the Red Cross. So when they tried to use that again in newer toys, Red Cross sued them. So yeah, so they had to make up a new logo.
Well, I mean, and if you think about it, like on Cybertron, they wouldn't have the history behind why the Red Cross was chosen as the symbol. So I think this is a great compromise. It
works, and it still comes across great. And Toy Hacks is going to make a logo
too.
Mm-hmm. But Toy Hacks is going to make a logo to cover that.
Oh yeah, or they're going to make. They're also probably going to make this to go on other figures.
Oh, of course, one of each.
Yeah.
And then the big one, the one that's on the front page of all the articles, the Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus. This is the first Studio Series Commander figure. And it's a big one. It looks good. It doesn't appear to be sharing any parts with the previous Leader Class Ultra Magnus. Fully engineered. I like the idea they talked about in the stream that he can come apart just like he did in the movie, so you can recreate the scene where he dies. He can open up his chest and the doors are spring loaded. So if you open up the little like T bar in the middle of his chest, the doors swing open, which is pretty cool. The matrix inside of him is actually the same one that's been in the figures like over and over and over again. It's nothing new there. It's a very cool looking figure. It does come with blast effects, the same kind of blast effects that are used in the Omega Supreme figure. It's a very cool figure. It's going to be able to be pre-ordered. I think they said in August, so it's not pre-orderable yet, but it does look awesome. And all those studios or all those Leader Class Ultra Magnuses that you bought, the one with battle damage, and then when they re-released it again without the battle damage and a little bit better engineering, so it didn't look so Cybertronian wise. So you got that one too, like I did. Well, guess what? Now you got to buy it again, and I've got 3 freaking Ultra Magnuses from the last 3 years, and I only want one. So who's the idiot here? Me.
Well, to be fair to you, Daryl, this one does not have an inner white Prime robot,
right?
So that's different. Yeah, so it's very much, this is animation accurate for the 86 movie. It's all one piece. They did not, the cab does not separate from the trailer, so that's different enough, I guess. And also with the arms and legs coming off and the matrix and the spring loaded chamber and everything.
Yeah, and it can hold 3 deluxe Autobot vehicles and a core class on the trailer.
Yes. So it's a very cool looking figure, and
so you're not a total idiot, Daryl. You're still kind of an idiot.
But not
Thanks, guys. It means a lot. So after the Studio Series figures, they they move into they had a couple of questions come from the audience, and yes, he can hold his matrix. The missiles separate out, so they don't fire like they did in the old days, but you can make them look like they did using the blast effects.
The matrix is held just with his fingers.
That's right. Yep.
Open, damn it, open.
And yeah, so then they went into some of the next things on the list here, and they are the Amazon exclusive packs. So what do we got here? The next one is the Barricade, Starscream, Megatron, Decepticon, Blackout packs. This is the 07 movie pack.
Nope. Yeah, this is like they released an Autobot 07 movie pack last year, a couple years ago. So this is right. A Decepticon movie pack to match that.
There, right there. Whoa, there it is. Yep. Yeah, so there you go. And that's cool. I mean, if you're into the 07 movie, which frankly, I feel like we're the I mean, I'm going to say this, and I know I'm the youngest one here, Charles, by a long shot. But I feel like we're the old guys now, because more and more people, this movie is their G1.
You just started feeling like the old guys now?
Yeah, well, I mean, I have a 2-year-old, so I'm feeling pretty spry. But yeah.
I think that's just your sleep deprivation.
Right. But yeah, we're fighting a losing battle here, boys. The 07 movie is there's a lot more of them than there are of us now, I think.
Said the same thing during the Unicron trilogy and every series, since then. So it's fine. Everyone gets their own G1. It's fine.
Yep. Well, we're only 4 years away from this movie's 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people getting disposable income around that time. So
I'm mostly okay with the 07 movie. I mean, there are definitely, issues with it, but as a movie, I think it mostly works. I mean, I'm not a fan of the choices they made with making Bumblebee not talk and, peeing on a dude and other things in the movie, but mostly it's an enjoyable movie. I think, the other Bay movies, they get progressively worse as they, as you go down the series. But the 07 movie still had that, that wonder of you hadn't seen Transformers in live action before. That opening scene with Blackout destroying the military base, that's it's definitely a bombastic way to start the movie. I'm okay with also these figures with Blackout and Barricade. I think those two figures are. I bought 07 Barricade back in the day because I thought it was a cool figure. The Starscream and Megatron are where I really have problems because they just look like in robot mode. I just feel like they're terrible representations of Starscream and Megatron. But I mean, that's just my opinion. And if you like them, I think enjoy them and get them and have fun and have nostalgia for the 07 movie. I think that's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well said. Let's go to the Toxitron capsule. So we've talked a lot about it on the show and how G2 is a thing right now, and they're doing a lot of stuff with G2. And we've talked about, I think, every single one of these figures individually. So they showed off all of these figures on the show, at the show, and then they basically showed off the Toxitron figure specifically. Yeah, and it's cool. And I mean, obviously, we know it's just a recolor of the Laser Prime.
These are Walmart exclusive.
Right. So very cool. And all the other figures have been talked about immensely on our show as well. So yeah, there was a little bit of attention paid to Deluxe Tow Line, which will be a Target exclusive, and how and there it is there.
I mean, it's
and
fully deserved.
And
the original Robots in Disguise.
And why won't they mention the franchise, Jeremy?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get that reference that they were doing. I just know him as Tow Line. No parking means no parking is his slogan.
All right, and then we're going to move on to the next 2-pack, and this is called the Deadeye Duel 2-pack, and this is with Cascade and Javelin. And Javelin is a figure or a character from the most recent IDW series. Probably, I think the most recent figure character to get a figure. I mean, Charles would be the one to correct me on that, but I can't think of any figure or a character from the most recent IDW line that didn't already have a figure to get one. So
yeah, I think you're right about that. And she has that iconic head sculpt. It's very, like, you know, she was one of the standout designs from the IDW 2.0 you know, series. I mean, she also had an interesting backstory. Like she's a sharpshooter, and she got like really injured. I think she was like shot in the head, and she got some PTSD from that injury, and then you know had difficulty like functioning and future story. So it was an interesting story arc for that character. She was still a background kind of minor character, but she had an interesting story arc in the series. Interesting enough, though, I kind of am blanking on Cascade completely. Like I don't remember her at all in the comic. I mean, I'll take their word for it that she was the one that actually shot Javelin in the story, but I don't remember that at all. I have to go back and look at the comic and see if I can find her.
Is more impressive is they mentioned a Senticon.
Yeah.
First Senticon figure.
Yeah. That is interesting.
I mean, I don't remember seeing, there's no faction logo on here, but hey, you know, Toy Hacks is going to do one.
And Evan was talking about this and made mention the fact that this mold is heavily used, and he's aware of it, but it just made sense to use this mold for Cascade. So they are aware. They know that we're tired of this mold, and it was used almost exclusively for every single female character when it was first produced. And here it is again for another one, and it hasn't fallen on deaf ears, the complaints about this mold. So if you see it and you say, oh, another female character getting the same old mold because Hasbro's not, you know, creative enough, well, they know, they realize. So
there's one more mold that's been used a lot more that we're about to talk about.
Well, let's see. Are we going to get to that one? The nacelle. Is that what we're doing?
No. You can talk about that. That's not the one I was talking about, though.
Okay. So nacelle is the next one on the list, and this one is another use of that Tetrajet mold. And this is, I mean, they haven't done the Tetrajet in a while, but I mean, it was used quite a bit. But this is just the Tetrajet mold in the nacelle colors. So this is, I mean, this is America right here in Tetrajet colors.
Yeah. I think it was Evan that said that it was bugging him that they had, was it Red Wing and who was the other one? Was it Acid Storm?
No.
They had 2 of the 3 other Seekers, and they didn't do it in a cell, and that was bugging him because he's like, there should always be 3.
Right.
Still not a fan of that Seeker mold, or that Tetrajet Seeker mold.
I don't own it once, so. The next one on the list is the Leader Galaxy Prime. So
it's based off of the Galaxy Prime mold.
it's a partial off of the Galaxy Force Optimus. So Leader, Galaxy Prime, Nova Prime. I don't know. What are they calling this thing?
They're just calling it Nova.
So the Nova Prime, it looks amazing, and the robot mode looks stunning with the wings. Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. I think I've seen a custom of one of the Cybertron Optimus Primes done as a Nova Prime. So it's fitting that this thing is actually being done like this now. So
yeah, I'm surprised they aren't doing like comic universe Nova Prime.
Yeah,
because he's only been in comics.
It's true. It looks pretty cool though. I mean, I don't know whether cool enough for me to get him because he's expensive. Like he's full on like commander class, right? So
Leader.
Is he leader? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's just leader. So he's, like I said, he's a partial off of the Galaxy Force Optimus. Gave him new wings, a head, and chest, and they said they used the Transformers Devastation model as the base.
Oh, okay.
I don't even remember him as in Transformers Devastation.
Yeah, I do. I remember him in there now.
He was in a cutscene, like at the very end.
That's
at the
right.
End. He should have been Studio Series Gamer Edition. This thing looks really, really awesome.
All right, the next one is the. I mean, we may have already talked about this, but Deluxe Medics, and it's a Walgreens exclusive. We talked about it a bit on the show already, and they said, I mean, I watched the stream, and BMAX said that Canada will have it next month. Canada has it now. I saw it Saturday, so it's already out here. So it's out. Walgreens will have it soon. There it is there. Yeah. So this is out already. I have a picture of it. I took it on my phone. Where's my phone?
You're gonna hold your phone up to the camera.
Must look at phone pictures. There it is. I got it. Took a picture of Medics in the store. I can tell you it is $35.99, $36.99
in Canadian.
In Canadian dollars, yes.
Yeah, DJ Ronan says he's already got one. So.
Yeah.
Walgreens continuing to be the exclusive destination for any medical themed Transformers.
Makes sense, really.
Yeah.
Next up is the Menasor Combiner gift set, and this is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and I kind of like the fact that they're doing this as a gift set. It looks really good, and I mean, if I didn't already have all the figures, then I'd be looking to pick this thing up. Although with it coming out as a gift set, I hope that the company DNA Designs makes more of their add-on set.
Mm-hmm. Well, and these are toy colors.
Yeah, this is toy color rather than animation color, so it's slightly different.
And I like that it looks like the specs are for Menasor, not the individual figures.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they actually have tech specs on the box.
That's they said that was a nice throwback to the classic way of doing this.
Nice
image.
All right, and then the last one. This is probably what Jeremy was talking about. Is the Shattered Glass 2-pack with Sideswipe and Whisper. So Sideswipe, maybe getting too many figures, maybe.
Well, and he's gonna get one more based off of this.
I would assume so.
Armada Wheeljack.
Mm-hmm. Mm. I have to say I'm fond of the Studio Series Rodimus being used as Shattered Glass Rodimus.
It
looks good.
Yeah, it looks really good. The Sideswipe, he's got that big scratch through the Autobot logo. And originally, from the pictures I saw, I couldn't tell if it was molding or just paint, but it's molding.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Which means they made a whole new mold of that hood for just that. That's crazy.
Well, and Armada Wheeljack.
So does this mean that Shattered Glass Sideswipe is an Autobot trader, so he's to the Decepticons, which means he's a good guy.
Yes.
Okay, just so we're clear.
Because Armada Wheeljack has the same thing, but he is a traitor to the Autobots and
a bad guy.
It's
opposite day. It's always opposite day in Shattered
right.
Glass world.
And that goatee on Rodimus looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was the last of the reveals, and they did have some fun trivia questions at the end of these. I mean, I think that if you want to listen to or watch the video, you can test your knowledge on them. Some of them were actually really hard. Mm-hmm. I was listening to them and I didn't know half of them. I was like, oh man, these are tough. So congrats to the people who actually answered these things. These were hard. Some Q&A that was asked though, these are always fun because they've got all the proper people there to answer them. So people were asking about a Studio Series Transit. They said maybe. How about an Earth Mode Hound? They said eventually. Reactivate game toy line. So we got that Reactivate game coming. And they said a new series or Studio Series Gamer. Info coming soon. So that'll be fun. Studio Series 86 Gears is possible. Nothing's off the table. That usually means they don't have it planned, but thanks for the tip. How about a re-release of Run Amok and Runabout? And they said, we will talk. Notice how we are 6 questions deep and they've said nothing. They said nothing. That's how these guys go with these. Oh yeah.
I mean,
it's also marketing people on the panel.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what people expect to happen at a public, panel. Like, do they expect to say, oh, well, here's our marketing plan for the next 5 years. Let me just pull it up for you. Let me distribute copies to everyone so you can see exactly what's coming out. I mean,
as a publicly traded company, they have to be very careful in, advance announcements and stuff. There's like legal issues. So that's why you're not going to get a straight answer for any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Somebody asked aerial bots, technobots, and they answered eventually. How about a retool of Evolution axle grease into Lockdown? And they said no comment. Okay. More beasts? Question mark. They said more beasts. Another movie? How about another movie? Maybe.
Do you think you might make some more Transformers in the future? You think you might produce more Transformers toys?
Maybe.
Likely.
Possibly. Now, Rise of the Beast Scourge meant to be a prime? Question mark. First design was RID Scourge with a Decepticon mask. Hasbro said no, that's Tarn, so things changed over development. So there's an actual answer to an actual question. Good job.
All right.
Let's see.
I still wish in the movie when the mask was removed, it would be like a recognizable face as Optimus or something.
I wish that too. So this is a question that actually I was hoping they'd answer, and you'll see. The last few years. Photo degradation on exclusive items. So they're talking about yellowing. They're talking about the yellowing on figures, specifically exclusive items. Any remedy in store or on production change? And their answer was talk to customer support when there are product issues. So they just whiffed that one away. They don't want to. They don't want to talk about it. They have been
talking about that previously.
They have, but the last few streams when it's come up, they just talk to customer service. Then they had some miscellaneous talk about how to get a job at Hasbro. Somebody asked, make any new Nemesis Primes on another at some point. maybe a new Shattered Glass Optimus, since that wasn't a capsule and was Gen Selects. Power Master Optimus Prime, entirely possible because it's Optimus Prime with Apex armor. Oh yeah, probably. And then the last question was a Titan class Axelon, and they answered entirely possible. So
yes,
a lot of
everything's
nothing
entirely
answers.
possible. Everything's entirely
Yes.
possible. Yes.
So if you can think it has something to do with Transformers. There's potential, but
I like
a lot of things.
Scrounge from the Marvel comics. Scrounge, is that are we getting a Scrounge?
Well, we got one recently. So.
Oh yeah,
we'll talk.
Okay. All right.
Buzzworthy Bumblebee Studios series comic universe Scrounge.
Awesome.
Only his arm.
Confirmed.
So that's all the reveals and stuff from the panel, and that's a lot of stuff, a lot of info. Yeah, so very cool. Lots of interesting things there. There were some images that we have from the Friday from the Hasbro booth, and more stuff from the booth on Saturday, but nothing really new. So all the stuff that we've talked about was already was just kind of shown. They said during the stream or during the panel that they were going to slowly kind of bring it all out over the weekend, and that's exactly what they did.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, I see one comment from GJ Ronan. Rock Lords. Yeah, there was no news about Rock Lords at SDCC, and we've seen those listings. So
maybe possible.
Yeah, this is entirely possible. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, nothing about Rock Lords yet. All right. Well, if the time code on your podcast reader is any indication, we're running a bit long because we had a lot of stuff to cover at SDCC, but we're wrapping up now. But we do want to show off some of the stuff we got from TFCon last week. So we got some trips to the store to show off. So let's get into it. Trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
All right. I'm going to go first. And we got some good stuff from TFCon Toronto last week. I'm not going to show off everything, but I'm going to show off some of the stuff. I also got some comics from our comic book store. First up, we had the second printing of Void Rivals. We had a cover by Jason Howard and a cover by Mars Jr. So this is a Jason Howard cover with Jetfire and the Autobot logo. So this is a second printing. Very cool image there. And then, of course, the Sesame Street homage, the Transformers bot at the end of this comic. And that's by the art by Mars Jr. Basically off that classic Sesame Street children's book, The Monster at the end of this book with Grover. So cool. Also, this week was Void Rivals #2 that came out in stores, and this one actually had a legit surprise for me. So, spoiler if you haven't heard about this. Yeah, it was I saw it and I was surprised. I thought the Jetfire reveal in the first issue was going to be like, okay, that's your reference. We're in the same universe, but these guys are going to go off in their own direction, and nothing about Transformers is going to be covered at all. But no, at the end of Void Rivals #2,
I haven't read it.
There is a Transformers reference in there. That's it.
You can't spoil a book on the toy show. Don't you know that?
It's been out over a week, Daryl. It's you haven't. I'm sure you haven't seen online. Well, we're going to talk about this stuff in alt mode. So you better
get reviewing this book this week.
No, but there's forget it. Okay, I'm not going to spoil it. But there is a Transformers reference in this.
I haven't read my copy yet.
Daryl, you got to take this show more seriously. We've been doing it for 10 years. All right. Also, I picked up Astrobots #3. It's not Transformers related, but it is written by Simon Furman. I'm enjoying this so far. It's an interesting story.
We saw at TFCon. There's a toy line.
Yeah, yeah,
Third party panel.
the toys look really good, actually.
yeah, yeah. So so I'm enjoying this. I think it's only a 6-issue series, so I don't know if they're going to continue past that, but we'll see. Shout out to my local comic book store, Phantom of the Attic. They gave me one of the Energon Universe posters.
Snap!
So thank you to Phantom of the Attic, Monroeville, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
They just had this for me with the books in my pool list, and great. Thank you so much.
Very cool.
Someone's comic book store loves their customers better than some other comic book stores.
Yeah.
All right. Now, also, I ordered the Amazon, Rise of Tyranny 2-pack that has the Minor Megatron and Senator Ratbat. Of course, if you ordered this, you know that they swapped the listings. That's why it was $10 cheaper than it was originally thought, because it was actually supposed to be the Autobot, Humble Origins 2-pack. So I got the wrong one. I got the Autobot one. I didn't want the Autobot one. I wanted the Decepticon one. One of our listeners and Discord members, Dice, who actually lives near Daryl, was going to TFCon Toronto, and he got the Decepticon one and wanted the Autobot one. So we said, hey, let's make a trade. And we did. So I got Dice's Decepticon 2-pack. I gave him my Autobot 2-pack, and we're both very happy now. So,
you both could have contacted Amazon and gotten a replacement and not have to return the original.
Well, the thing is, was $10 cheaper for me. So for Dice, the Amazon listings were the same price. For me, the listing I paid for was $10 cheaper than what the actual one was listed for. So I actually made out on this deal. So
you would have made out more if you got a free set of the other one, and you could sell the one you didn't want.
Yeah, but then you'd have to hold on to another sealed box.
But you have to well, I mean, I would have sold it for cost. I wouldn't have made any money on the deal. No. Anyway, as mentioned, I picked up the other two Dinobots, Core class Dinobots I was looking for. So I got Slug and Sludge. So now I just need Snarl whenever Snarl comes out, and I've got all 6 Core class Dinobots, and I got my Volcanicus. I've never been a fan of Volcanicus, but for some reason these Core class Dinobots got me. I don't know. I can't explain it.
You can't quit them.
Future trips to the store. Well,
hey, that's cheaper than getting 3 Ultra Magnuses, so fine.
You're not wrong.
So that's all I'm showing off today. So those are all the things I showed off. So got more coming for the next couple of weeks. All right, Jeremy, what do you got?
All right. I've decided I'm not going to show off some of my stuff just so I have something for next week. But I probably spent more money at this TFCon on stuff than I have in years. So I got toys. Got lots of toys.
Proud of you.
First one is I got the Huntsman figure from Fans Hobby. I'm not opened it yet, but this is my first Masterpiece level third-party figure, and he's big and heavy, and it's supposed to be really good. So I've also seen what he's going for on eBay, so I don't know. I'm tempted to just sell it and make a profit. I didn't buy this, but I was forced to take Scourge from the box that that Hasbro sent us. So
Forced.
well, y'all gave it to me. He's like, you like Scourge, so. I mean,
Okay, if you had said no, I would have taken it back. You didn't have to take it.
I'm giving you a hard time. I will open it. It does look like a cool figure. I will show it off.
You are the Nemesis Prime fan, #1 Nemesis Prime fan on the podcast.
I am. I will show it next week. But the Bumblebee mask from Rise of the Beast that we gave my son because it was his birthday. I'll show that next week. It's really a surprisingly good robot mode. Like it transforms, and he was able to figure it out just as we were doing the podcast panel. I'm really impressed with him. Speaking of Nemesis Prime, though, I got at a parts party. I got this KO Black G1 Prime, and I have a Toy Hacks label set on the way to fully make him into a G1 Nemesis Prime. I bought it knowing it was a KO. It was listed as such, so it wasn't a trick. But the holes for the fists are very loose. The arms are kind of loose and wobbly. You see the fist just came out, but so it needs a little bit of TLC, I think, just to kind of tighten up the arms. But other than that, I mean, he looks great with the Toy Hack set. It's going to look fantastic. So you will see it again after I get the stickers and apply them. But it's really cool. I can't remember where I put the box, but I mean, it looks at first glance like a real G1 box. But if you look at
the box is right there,
where
behind you, in the shelf.
Thank you. Well, I mean, you just see that as long as you want.
That's what I saw.
So, at first glance, it looks good, but then if you look like up here, you can tell that's a sticker thing. And then Daryl pointed out the dead giveaway is where Ravage is cut off at the top here. But I mean, it looks decent enough, and it's actually got styrofoam. So, never get styrofoam anymore. Although I noticed this gray section, which in the original toys I think was the internal piece of cardboard or something.
No, it's on the box.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just like
it's not that color gray. It's a different color gray.
Okay.
Mine's buried back there somewhere, but it's a little lighter.
Yeah, but I mean, this is my first like decent KO. It's not like the old like Devastator gift set or Devastator knockoffs that you would get in an Easter basket. So I mean, I don't know. I think the trailer is what really kind of looks the best to me. The black trailer just looks fantastic, and then when you open it up, you got. I mean, so pretty happy with this. And then the last thing I was going to show off is a sticker I got. I have this water thing that I've been putting stickers on for various Scout stuff. And then I saw this Mount St. Hilary Wilderness Tours sticker. I'm like, oh, that would fit it great. And this is by DJ Winters. Got this from her table. So
nice.
A lot of really good like art designs in from the fan artist there. So I just thought that was really cool and fit my water bottle. So everything else I got, I'm going to show off next week. So some of the art side of things. So
very cool. Oh, it's me. Okay, so first thing I got, I'm only going to show off a few things. Is I did get the add-on kit for the Legacy Menasor, and I did spend an evening this week putting it together. So and I did post a picture on Twitter if you saw it. You know what Twitter is? Have you heard of Twitter?
I heard they're changing their name to X.
So it's significantly taller. The feet are bigger. The sword is way bigger. And there's a new chest plate, new hands. There's a new crotch plate. You got to do some removing some screws to put that together. So it is a significant amount of work, but it does add a bunch to this thing. And I'm actually quite pleased with the result. It really does. The added height, because you have to replace these thighs. They're originally only about half this length, and then when you replace them, it really adds that extra little bit adds a significant amount. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. Yeah, so that's cool. I want to thank our friend Mystic Marvels for going in on a group buy with me, and he bought a bunch of stuff from TF Source, and I bought this on the last day.
Oh.
So this is the Transform and Roll Out Commander of Stars, they call it. This is Cybertron Optimus Prime, and this thing is awesome. I absolutely love this thing. This thing can hold its gun with two hands. Well, kind of hold its gun, but he's super articulated. He transforms just like the original Cybertron Optimus Prime, and he's just got way more articulation. There's a bunch of die cast in here. The wings are way bigger. He's not going to fit in my D12, which is going to be a problem. His tires are rubber, which is a huge deal for me. I'm really happy about that. It's really, really good. Now, putting him together today, when I was taking him out of the box, I did find that one of his fingers on his right hand are broken. So his pinky finger on his right hand is busted. I have sent an email to TF Source. Hopefully we can get that fixed up. And according to a couple people online, one of them being our good friend Gabe, that it is a known issue for this figure to have broken pieces. So that's a little unfortunate, because I'm really impressed with this thing. It looks fantastic. There is a matrix inside the chest. Everything. If you've messed around with the original Cybertron Optimus Prime, then you could mess around with this one too. It might look a little bit more elaborate, and it is, but the transformation's pretty much identical. I didn't open up the instructions to do it.
Have you done a Wheel Like Big Bots on this Optimus Prime?
We have not. So we definitely could. And it's a big ass bot.
Yeah.
Our worlds are in danger.
Is that a thing it says?
Isn't that how Cybertron starts, with the Optimus Prime narrating?
It's
no Gary
idea.
Chalk.
I haven't seen it. I just like the toys.
Got to go to the hit up the More Than Meets the Ear podcast folks who review the Cybertron episodes.
I have them all. I have all the shows. I just haven't watched any of them. Now the big purchase of mine for the weekend actually was done through trading. I did a humongous trade with one of the guys there that has a booth, and I always like going to this guy's booth because he always has all the G1 parts that I need. And so I went back to his booth and I brought him a bunch of stuff, and I was able to get. So this is the G1 Battle Headquarters with overflow and full barrel. So this thing is a Micromaster base. It's 100% complete. It's in great shape. Both of the Micromasters are there up at the top. Apparently one of them, I don't know which one or what name it is, but one of them is really super fragile. So I've taken some care to put some lubrication in the part that breaks, because I am not going to be able to find a non-broken one of these anywhere. Yeah, so it's a very cool figure, very cool base. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I want to kind of redesign my cabinetry back there, just because of stuff like this. This is a very cool item, and where do I put it? What do I do with it?
Yeah.
So
And that's something you very rarely see when you're at these shows.
Yeah. So I kind of saw it and I was like, let's kind of take all the crap that I'm giving you and let's put it into one giant thing that I'm never going to buy with real money. So yeah. And that's what I did. Yeah.
Very nice.
A friend told me a long time ago, trade up. So I traded up. So that's what I did. So that's this thing. And yeah. I can show off this last little piece too. My G1 Trigger Happy was missing his
Target Master.
Target Master. So I was able to get the Target Master, which for Trigger Happy needs his actual gun barrel. It's a little piece of an accessory that goes with his dude. So I was able to get that as well. So there's the Target Master, and then like nobody has the this little trigger piece, like the little gun barrel. Like what do you do with this thing if you're not using them as a gun, right? So anyway, I was able to get these things. This in one gun, $100.
Wow.
Ooh.
$50 a piece. So
the barrel itself is 50.
Yeah. 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 So there you go.
Well, you got to make some sacrifices for a complete G1 collection, right?
That's right. Yep. Other guys out there who are doing the same thing I am know what I'm talking about. It's, you want to get those things. And I mean, it's not like it's just like a random piece. Like I have a G1 Skids up here who G1 Skids comes with 3 guns. He has 2 hands. What do you do with the third gun? Where does the third gun go? It goes nowhere. It goes in a bag. So how many guns do I own for my Skids?
5mm ports where you can just like peg it in the back.
So the third, I don't own a third gun for him. I never chased it down. So because I'd buy it, I'd spend the $20 to $30 to buy it, and I'd simply just put it in a bag and put it away. It's a waste. So this has a use. So I paid the money for it. Anywho, I'm done for now. I have more stuff for later. Might be right there.
Stay tuned for next week. Okay, we finally wrapped up our trips to the store, so let's go on with the rest of the show.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
Okay, we're going to finish up the show with some feedback, and we've got a voicemail from friend of the show and awesome Masterpiece Donatron, John 4X Lemongood. He's got some thoughts on that auto-transforming Grimlock from Robosen. So, John 4X Lemongood, let us know. What did you think?
Hey guys, John 4X Lemongood here. So I saw the news yesterday about Robosen's new transforming robot, Grimlock. And I got some thoughts on this. Looks cool, and I want one. That price tag is a little stiff. I personally think it probably is worth the price tag based off of their engineering that they may have had to do for this. And I do have to keep in mind that an Optimus with his trailer costs nearly the same amount. But otherwise, I saw the video. Looks good. I'm glad to see another transforming robot Robosen. Thought they could have done Bumblebee personally, but hey, I mean, can't have everything you want. I think Bumblebee would have been a good transforming one as well. That being said, Yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks awesome. I hope I get to see one in person. I just personally don't have the funds to get one. Talk to you next time. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, I think we discussed this, and when we talked about it at the beginning of the show, we're all kind of in the same boat. This looks awesome. It's worth the value, I think, for the price tag, but it's out of our range here. So
Not all of us have a benefactor like Daryl.
I mean, I can't recommend one enough. They're great.
But yeah, I mean, John, if you do by some feat get a benefactor and are able to get one, let us know and tell us what you think of it. But
if you win the lottery,
yeah. But yeah, I mean, we appreciate that, and yeah, it's definitely it's something that is a kind of a, it's very unique, something that really highlights what we've what we've got in this modern age, modern technology. It's really really interesting. So, but yeah, that's all our feedback. Thanks, John, for writing in. And that takes us to the end of this episode of Transmissions. As always, we end each episode by thanking our Masterpiece Donatrons. These are the folks who continue to support us at the highest level on Patreon. We really appreciate that. And that's why we give them a mention in every episode. So, as I said already, thank you again to John 4X11 Good and Demon Tech 82 for your awesome support. You guys rock. John, thanks always for sending in those voicemails. We really like to hear from you. So it's awesome.
Yeah. And anyone else wants to send voicemails, transmissionspodcast.com/feedback. And just an easy widget there to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Anytime.
Yeah. And you get Jeremy gets to make those cool audiograms so you can see your voice on TV. All right, everyone. Thanks again for watching and listening to Transmissions. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.